it worth it? Is it for the future? The family. I want more. I want freedom. I'm purpose driven for equality. You're gonna know my name. I'm still the same. Ain't nothing changed. You're gonna know I am good. Respect me and my legacy. And I wish you would.
Welcome to the Face Behind the Brand.
Read my story. You're gonna know mine.
Hope everybody's good tonight. Episode 142.
Congrats. What's up?
I'm excited about this incredible guest recording artist among us tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. I hope everybody is good. How are you tonight, King?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Well, let me give you, of course, your introduction, because I am very happy to see you tonight. You are, of course, hip-hop recording artist, I have to say, lyricist, lyrical genius, that is,
Appreciate
songwriter. You know, I'm going to give you a breakdown, okay? Songwriter, okay? Westchester, New York, international touring artist, okay? Talk about it. He's a poet, okay? I am talking about this incredible king among us tonight, STEELYONE, or I should say STEELYONE. How are you tonight, King?
I am blessed. And you gave both of the breakdowns of the names. You are like on fire today. I'm fucking with you. Hey,
you know, I had to do it. I'm so excited.
Proud of you. You are in history the first person that has gave both breakdowns of my name. That's a blessing.
Well, I'm excited. I'm humbled.
I'm proud of that.
Thank you. I mean, it's an incredible breakdown. Of course, I'm going to let you break it down for us in a little bit. But of course, I'm pulling you in right now to this incredible release that is just outrageously a phenomenal sound. I'm letting everybody hear. And I think I'm letting everybody hear, okay? And I want people to know, of course, this sound, of course, is Fool's Gold, available right now on all platforms. And you can hear it just a few seconds of it. I don't want to play too much because I want people to go grab it and listen to it, stream it. Listen to it. And get your groove on to it, okay? This is Fool's Gold. Featuring the coolest kid, Dre the coolest. Also
my guy, Kool Kidd Dre.
Dre the coolest. He produced it as well, right, King?
Correct, he did.
Correct. So, of course, that is available now on all platforms. I think, of course,
all streaming platforms.
All platforms. And if you don't know, of course, right now, it is a hit single. I'm calling it, of course, a hit single. And it is phenomenal. So welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. As I mentioned earlier, I am your host, Monique Marie. I am thankful, of course, just for the connection. I always have to give a shout out. Of course, I wouldn't have even heard your sound originally if it wasn't for S.T.E.E.L.Y.O.N.E. So shout out to
Akil. What's the word?
Shout out to S.T.E.E.L.Y.O.N.E. Okay, he introduced me to your music a while ago, and I'm really thankful about that. So let's go into it a little bit. You are from Westchester, New York. Am I correct?
I am. New Rochelle, to be exact. New Rochelle, New York.
Break it down. Break it down. Give me the breakdown. And
I'm from New Rochelle. I'm from New Rochelle, New York, which is in Westchester.
Okay, gotcha. So that's what is that, the 914?
Yes, Big 9.
Big nine. And so talk to me about some of the influencers, because I'm bringing you into an incredible sound, and we're going to go back to that in a little bit. But talk to me about where this gift comes from, this inspiration, the aspirations of course, and just some of your influencers coming up with this amazing gift that you have?
I would definitely say my brothers rap first. Like my brothers
Okay.
were into rap, and like I was blessed to kind of like grew up in an era of hip hop where like my brothers was real big hip hop heads. So like type of dudes that would buy all the albums, take all the insert, and tape them up all around their rooms.
Yeah.
So like I would come in there and like literally like that's also how I kind of learned how to read too. It's just like literally reading all these inserts. Also like my mom just into just music period, just from Bob Marley to Anita Baker to just all the greats. It just came down to the point of like music was definitely a soundtrack in our life. And
Yeah.
then once my brother was rapping, I always would just wanted to be like my brother. So then I started rapping. And then I just started to realize how much like writing just always helped me clarify things. Like sometimes I wasn't able to express myself through words, but then I could write it down and express exactly how I felt.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I love that. I was looking all around when I looked at just going through your discography. Incredible discography, by the way. I mean, I'm
thank
still,
you.
um, again, floored by what I'm discovering. I always say between, what I just played, of course, and taking it all the way back, because I kind of want to start, and I won't even say it's the beginning. It's more like the beginning for me when it comes to getting to know you. So if I was to say, going back to the Dorian Gray effect and talking
Mm-hmm.
about, yeah, and talking about where you are now, and where you're going. What would you say the evolution has been? Because you also just put out a message to the king, did you not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
put out a message to the king.
Okay.
Shout out to my man CJ. During the Dorian Gray effect, I'm a fan of Oscar Wilde. I don't know if you're familiar with Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was
Yes.
a writer and a poet, and
Yes.
he created the portrait of Dorian Gray. If anyone knows the story of Dorian Gray, it's the portrait that the portrait will grow old, but the man wouldn't. So the reason why it was called the Dorian Gray effect is because it was kind of my perspective of cheating death, like to the point where I
Mm,
would want my music to live forever, and I would want to
yes.
be here. So it was like that was the reason why it was called Dorian Gray effect. And I was at a place with music where like my whole brand is called Legacy. It's stainless. It's like how will they remember you? So it's
Yeah.
like it's always about like because everything we make and create is for what comes after us. It's not
Yes.
for what's before us. So anything I make, like right now, what we're doing, you're gonna put this out, and this is for the people to see after us, right? After we've done it.
Absolutely.
So I was always big on to the point of just trying to capture like the greatest moments of my life and live and like just have them on replay for whoever gets to find them. Because I
Mm,
feel like no matter what, great art, great music, great whatever, once it's found, it will birth another artist or birth another creator.
yes. Yes. I love that. Well, I definitely, always say because there is always a beginning, and like I said, it's new to me, and it's new to someone who's never heard it, right? And similar to what
Mm-hmm.
you just said, once you put it out,
Correct.
it still belongs to you, obviously by publishing, but then it becomes our music because it's a part of
It does.
our playlist and everything else. It's like we make it a part of our day and our night, whatever. So
That's a
um,
fact.
I just think it's an incredible evolution just walking through some of what I'm learning about your sounds and going back into what I brought you into with Fool's Gold. That is the lead single on the joint project with you and Kool Kidd Dre. You
Mm-hmm.
have something coming up and it's not out yet. Am I right? Am I speaking too soon on Dark Victory, King?
Yes, Dark Victory. Actually, you're the very first person to kind of talk about it. We haven't even exposed it yet, but I'm glad that you did. Dark
I
Victory is
do
a
my
project.
homework, King. I do
I
my
ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. That's a
Talk
blessing.
about it. Tell me what you can tell me. I'll just say that.
Um, all right, so Kool Kidd Dre is a label mate of mine. He's a very talented artist,
Very
singer,
talented.
songwriter,
Yeah.
producer, engineer. Um, Me and him been touring. We've been touring since 2015
Mm,
around the world, and we kind of felt like before it's all said and done, because he's always scared that I'm gonna stop making music, which it never is something. It's not that I try to flirt with it, but he's always fearful of that. So he was just like, "Oh, we have to make a project before this is all said and done." And
yeah.
so we did it, and I kind of feel like, yeah, I kind of feel like it explains our grind because the point of Dark Victory is about like the things we had to sacrifice to win.
Hmm.
So That was the point of it. But yeah, that's the premise of the project, is that it's called Dark Victory because it's just a lot of things that we've had to sacrifice just to get to these times and get to
Yeah.
these moments.
Well, it's incredible. Speaking about this amazing brotherhood you have with Kool Kidd Dre, you guys just, of course, you with Fool's Gold. Speaking of, we're gonna keep talking about Fool's Gold. I mean, it's a phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
sound. You guys did this visual, this incredible visual over in Poland.
Yes.
I'll talk a little bit about that and go into the experience and just the making, everything about it, because I know it was an incredible experience for you.
So this was our fourth tour in Poland. We did it in Krakow. This is actually the
Okay.
first time we were in Krakow, in
Okay.
Poland. We work with this company called Fresh and Dope. We
Okay.
were out there. Um, we just felt like, yo, we always kind of like we're out here and we never really captured a dope video of both of us in Poland. So we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it out there, and then also the energy of just us performing because, yo, it's a great place to be, and the way they receive music, it kind of it's a great sight to see. So we wanted to
Yeah.
display that.
And how did they receive it? Because I mean, we're talking about a huge crowd. Obviously, international crowd, totally different from the
Yeah,
US. And
yeah.
so, what's the difference? I mean, because obviously, I've never performed in front of an international crowd. So,
I
just
would say
watching.
I would say internationally, music is music.
Yeah.
The politics, the popularity contests, the like they just receive talent. So if they fuck with you, they fuck with you. And it's just like the energy from it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like that's the point. Like
Yeah.
out here is we have amazing talent, but it just doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're talented, you're gonna get your just due.
Yeah.
I would encourage a lot of artists to try to spill overseas because you
Yes.
definitely you'll see more of your worth over there, and you also see just people necessarily trying to like receive your art and your culture and digest it and rejoice
Mm.
it. And also people are okay with being fans. It's not
Yeah.
so much like I can do that too. It's not, it's like they actually take pride in being a fan and take a pride of like, yo, these moments you get to take me away from my reality. If it's work, school, if it's a hard time with family,
Yeah.
if an artist is able to take these moments to like give me time to rejoice and actually just to kind of take away from my reality from a little bit,
Yeah.
they take pride in that. And I think that was something that was a niche that I got to see overseas that helped us. That I really realized like that's something that works for us.
Incredible, incredible visual. And then also speaking of what you're talking about, you guys were, of course, obviously among other artists, correct?
Mm-hmm.
During the tour. So when you're looking at other artists, because obviously how I'm looking at you and I'm watching you guys, and I'm an artist, as you know, and if I'm watching you, I'm obviously taking in, it's like I'm there to see, but I'm also learning. So when you're on the opposite end and before you're performing and you're hearing those other artists go out first, or even after you, what are you paying attention to?
Crowd control. I pay attention to crowd control. I pay attention to just how you use the stage. I also pay attention to like what are you gonna, because people don't understand that art and music is so a big part of it is vulnerability. So it's like
Mm,
I have to like I have to literally open myself up to you so you can be comfortable with it. Like I have to break down. Like so it's like I don't want you to feel like we're so far apart. So
yeah,
like when I'm on stage, I'll crack a joke, I'll laugh, I'll speak to the person, I'll even talk to them. Like you know what I'm saying, I want to see you engage, but also I demand your attention because
yes,
I'm up here and I need and I need your energy because if you give me your energy, I'm going to give you a great show. So that's a big thing I look into to the point of how are you going to command the crowd? How are you going to display yourself on the stage, using your space, using your voice, creating those moments so people can remember that. That's why we brought that kid on stage. That kid was screaming and yelling, and we brought him on stage, and he was so surprised that we did that. Like we grabbed him, and security would try to stop him. Like, nah, fuck that, bring him up.
yeah,
So we brought him
yeah,
upstairs, and then we like, yo, tell us about yourself. And he's sitting here talking, and he's like, I'm an artist too. And like, then he was able to tell us like, I've been following y'all since here. I've been rocking with y'all since there. And then he wanted to be on stage with us and perform. And then he wanted to jump off, which didn't work out too well for him. But, but
I'm like, oh my God.
he wanted to do it. So
You
we
gotta
let him
have
do
that
it.
plan. Like everybody gotta really be.
Yeah, they try to gas me to do that shit, but nah, big niggas don't do that. so I
Oh
wasn't
my
with
God.
that.
You
I
are
wasn't with
funny.
that. I wasn't.
Yeah, listen, you got to have a whole at least 50 people ready to go because you got people in
Shit, I
parties.
need more than that. I need in thousands. If I'm a jump, I need the
I
Lord to catch
mean,
me. This is real. Fuck that. Kool Kidd did it though. Kool Kidd tried
yeah,
it once. Kool Kidd tried
right.
it once and failed in Taiwan, and then in Poland he got it right, and
Yeah,
he did it. So it was dope.
incredible. Talk to me about Taiwan too. Yeah, I saw that. You did what was it, a 6-city tour in Taiwan?
Taiwan was my very first international tour. I did
Incredible.
uh
Jesus.
I did what Taipei, I did Kaohsiung, I did Tainan. Like
Mm.
I toured in those cities, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like that was I love Taiwan. Like I haven't been back because of the pandemic and because of
Pandemic.
COVID, and now we're
Yeah.
starting to go back there. I haven't been in Taiwan since 2019 or
Mm.
2019, I believe. So yeah, it was
Do you speak the language? Do you speak any other
no,
language?
not a lick of it. I don't. I speak Google Translator. That's it. That's a that's about it. I can understand somewhat, but and that's just off of body language. But
Yeah.
no, I do not. And I feel fucked up that I should learn some Mandarin, but yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't digest that.
Especially at this level now, because I mean, you we call you an experienced international touring artist. So now you're gonna have to start
Yeah,
picking up languages. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
I know. Like
enough to
no, I
say.
don't. I was about to say. I thought it was like bathroom, but no, I don't know that shit either. I just be pointing and telling and using Google Translate. Because
Yeah.
another thing about it is their language is so much more it's complex. Like
Yeah.
different sounds can the same word in different sounds can mean 3 or 4 different things. So like like you could say the thing because I remember when someone like my tour manager was trying to teach me. He said the same word 4 different ways, and they meant
Oh my
four
God.
different things, but it's the same word. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But they're like, I'm not gonna be able to break that down.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah. And I think with maybe, like yeah, I don't know anything and any Japanese, I don't know any Asian language. I don't know anything in the Asian. I
yeah,
do
I'm
know a
not
little
no man.
Spanish enough to say, habla español, or I don't speak, and poquito, like you enough to
Mm-hmm.
kind of get yourself out of the way. But I don't. Yeah, it's something I think we get. People like, no,
Yeah, I should. And that's well. See, and that's also a test on me. I should definitely know Spanish because my daughter's half Mexican, so I should definitely know.
You
And
definitely, yeah.
I hear her speak it, but I don't. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you got time, King. You got time. That's next on the list, okay? Because you got a lot on your list. You have a lot of things going on here. And speaking of things going on, talk to me about 2 things. Both the entertainment, of course, your label, Stainless Global Entertainment, and
Mm-hmm.
then talk to me about the global clothing brand.
All right. So Stainless Global, I was created in 2008, and I did it just off the strength of like I wanted to make it a business. I didn't know where I was going, but I just know I wanted to make it a business. Mind you, I made it in 2008, and I didn't start touring overseas globally until 2012.
Okay.
So I made that like that was the mindset was to go around the world, but I made it in 2008. The brand really it was an extension of the music, and then it
Mm-hmm.
kind of became its own thing. And like I'm blessed to have a niche audience and live by my email list. So I
Yes.
still sell stuff off of that kind of like by itself,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was always I would say pretty much to me, I'm pretty into fashion. Like I love to dress. I like clothes. I like and I think around my area where I'm at, I think I would be known for that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to find a way to extend myself, another extension of my creativity besides music. I wanted to put it into the brand, and
Yeah.
it's really I try to keep it in the merch brand, like the merch lane. Like
Mhm.
I don't call myself having a clothing line because I respect
Brand. Yeah. Yeah.
designers and people that really make clothes. I would want to keep it in the merch line, but
Yeah.
I guess my last thing that I made was my jacket, which kind of got me out of the merch line a little bit because that was a pretty high ticket item and it did
Yeah.
pretty well. So
That's a
maybe
Lost
that's in
City
my
jacket.
yeah
Okay.
maybe that's in my future.
Yeah. Well, I need a hoodie. I'm telling you that right
I
now. So I
I
need
got
lost.
you, sis. Say no more.
I
I got
love
you
that
real
hoodie.
sure.
You saw the one I was just looking at. I love that.
Yeah,
The
I got
lost.
you. Say no more.
That is a
I,
fabulous because I love hoodies. I'm a hoodie girl. So all day
I
long,
promise you, I got that.
this is fabulous to me. So that's
Say
super
no
dope.
more. Just when we over, you text me your size. I got you.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Because I mean, it's not easy. You're doing, like I said, doing a lot amongst everything with the music, and then to be able to solidify a brand, some merch that matches what you're doing. And I honestly say you're exploring every genre of hip hop because some people kind of categorize themselves. I don't like to categorize any artist really, because I
Hmm.
think it's kind of like it kind of limits you.
Hmm.
Um, would you agree?
I do agree.
Yeah, I don't like to categorize. So when I talk about like when it comes to hip hop, I mean, obviously, there's so many genres.
Hmm.
And you could probably clarify some more, but I mean, what defines the hip hop genre? What would you say? Because I mean, there's so many, there's boom bap, there's
So are we going? Are we talking about genres? Or are we talking about eras of it? Because sometimes the lines get crossed. So
would
it's
you break
like
it down to me? Because
so. I would say I was blessed that I grew up in the golden era of hip hop. Golden. I grew up in the golden era of hip hop, but I was raised off of like hip hop from the '80s because I was born in the '80s and just to the point of having older brothers. But that golden era of hip hop, some people say like it's early '90s. I would say golden era hip hop is like '94 to like 2003, and
yeah.
that's what I would want to say of the golden era of hip hop. Golden era of hip hop, like a chunk of it is. It can be
Hmm.
argued to be longer than that, but then
Yeah.
when we go into the point of genres, when we go into what boom bap, trap,
Hmm.
drill,
Hmm.
we have you even have to the point of like lo-fi. Like you have a lot of different vibes that come to the point of music. So I don't know. To me, when it comes to an artist, I feel like it's not our job to put it in a box or a category. It's our job to create it. We let everyone else do that. I think that's their
Yes.
job.
I like that. I like that. Well, yeah, because I mean, you're talking about a lot of times the instruments. I mean, besides, of course, you as the lyricist, creating the sound, the words, but of course, the typical instruments kind of is what brings it out and brings it all
It defines
together.
what genre
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, the turntable, the DJ mixers, or like the drum machines, sequencers. People
Definitely.
use so many different things. And I only know all that because it's crazy as a singer, from Oakland, I prefer to sing to hip hop beat,
Mm-hmm.
because of course coming out of East Oakland, I mean, that's all we hear. Like, we were just used to hearing 808s, so it's like, I want to sing to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I can appreciate, yeah, New York a lot because what people don't realize is, yeah, like I can take it back to the 70s. It was originated, from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that stylized kind of rhythm that you're talking about. So I can definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that. Do you think that there are limits to what hip hop is doing and where it's going as far as its creativity?
No, I think hip hop is limitless. And I also the reason why I think hip hop is limitless is because it's the youngest of all genres of music. Hip hop is the bastard child of every genre of music. That's why we're able to sample and take from rock and roll, blues,
Yeah.
country, gospel. We're able to take that because we were the last one and no one actually claimed us and we made our own thing. So it's like that's why it's limitless because it always will feed off of anything from past or new. It will always feed off it and create something new from it. So that's why hip hop has always been like that part of the genre, that will always kind of like stay new and stay innovative.
Yeah, I love that. You know, speaking of course, you being a lyricist and a wordsmith, I of course I like to do wordplay. We talked about that when we first spoke.
Yeah.
And some of the words you may recognize, some of them you may not, you know, and some may be part of what you've used before. No wrong or right, but I'd like to know what's the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready? Accountability.
The first thing that comes to my mind, accountability, is a lot of people need to fucking take it.
You know, I've been listening to your music.
Yeah, a lot of people, accountability. I always say this to my daughter a lot. I say, people need to realize that there's blood on all of our hands. And once you necessarily realize that, you're able to either side or able to open up to kind of find a better solution than pointing the finger at people. So accountability as an artist, as a human being, as just a being, is something that I think all of us need to really, really, really digest and take.
Yeah, I can appreciate that because I find so many people, and I you know, as I get older, I realize how many people, and even sometimes I don't. It's like you have to take accountability. Like, don't try to blame others for what you're feeling a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
it's the fear. You know what it is? It's the fear of being alone. Like, it's like because if I'm able to sit here and open up and tell you where I fucked up, you're gonna be comfortable to tell me where you fucked up. But if I just sit here and say it's your fucking fault you did this, then I'm like, oh, fuck you, it's your fucking fault. I don't want to do it. I'm not taking this shit. Fuck it, it's you. I don't give a fuck. Like what? And then you think about it, like, I dead ass did fuck this up. Well, nah, fuck it. Until no, it's your fault. We don't want to be alone.
It's definitely a maturity thing. I would agree. Like, you have to agree to disagree, but also, take accountability, because it's like, I'm not going to take 100% of it. It takes two people all the time, you know, to fuck up.
Agree.
For starters, people to bring things back together as well. Somebody's got to make the call. Somebody's got to say, okay, yes, I did say that. You know, it's never like, you need to do this and things will get better. It's like,
I think the thing that helps me is just, I try to bottom line it and then try to realize what I don't want to lose from it. Like, I don't like the shit about it is like, how much does it take away from me saying I'm wrong, or for you not to understand where I'm coming from, or because sometimes it's just you don't understand what I'm saying and you might just assume something, and it's like I've even had that, like, even with my lady, like, there's times that we'll be going to war and it's like, are you really fucking mad at me? am I missing something? Am I saying something wrong? And then, like, once we sit down and display it, it's like, all right, so I don't mean that. That's not, if that's how you took it, that's not how I mean it. So let me change that first. And you know what? And now that you say that you feel that way, you're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have said that way, because I know if someone said that shit to me, I'd be fucking mad too. So let me be accountable and be like, all right, no, I don't mean that. Right? Because that pride is real, nigga. You sit here now 4 days and pass over. Y'all niggas are tired of each other, knowing y'all want to be around each other.
It's just crazy. It's like, what's
bullshit.
And so I would agree.
Be accountable.
I knew you was gonna go there. I was like, let me talk about accountability. The next one, actually, you're wearing it on your sweater. Victory.
Victory. Victory. You know what's the crazy thing about victory? It's it means so many different things to people, but also victory is the same root word as victim. And it's like, sometimes, like, I'm actually in mid thought with that, because that's actually something that's been on my mind for like a couple of weeks. So I can't even give you a real jewel on that yet. But so let me spin back to a victory. Victory to me is necessarily you actually seeing the fruits of your labor, of things that you actually fought for. You'll never respect a win that's given to you. compared to something that I deserved and I fought for and I got. And that shit is always the best. So I would say that's what victory means to me.
I love that. Ooh, and that's what victory is to me. I love that. I've got the victory. Okay, I'm claiming it right now. I'm excited. I'm just really excited. Right? I am, because I have to be there here. And I always talk about that. And anybody that knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel it. I have it. I know it's coming. Like, everything that you've been through, I know damn well there's something after this, you know.
And no one can take it away from you.
And nobody. And
no one can take that shit away from you.
And the ones that think that they can, I just like have to like, oh, okay, like, yeah, because I can't have anybody saying something's not going to occur, you know, that
exactly.
When I know that it is, because I've been through it before. This storm we just had, you know, California just had a wild storm. Like, it was crazy. It was just like a year's worth of rain in 5 days last week. Yeah, and so luckily I'm a little bit about that. You didn't hear about it? Yeah, Google that.
No,
like, I'm at a higher altitude. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, LA got a lot of it, you know, Santa Cruz area, a lot of places near, obviously, the ocean suffered a lot. I'm a little bit at a higher altitude, so thank God, you know, we weren't affected. You know, it rained a lot, and we needed the rain, and it rained, you know. But I took it, for me, it was more spiritual, you know, because I'm like, you know, something's coming after this storm, something really big. You know, that's how I had to take it. Yeah, a few lives were even lost, you know, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, a lot of people were affected, people's houses. I mean, just, you know, no flood insurance, just wild, you know. So, but yeah, next word.
Yeah. I don't know.
Profound.
Profound.
You are profound, STEELYONE.
That's funny. So I don't think I leave that to other people to kind of come up with that and say that I'm profound or the word. I feel like that's all from the perspective of the receiver, but I don't know. I don't that word doesn't bring nothing to me, honestly. Yet it doesn't bring anything to me.
Okay, what about this one? Last one. Visionary.
Visionary. I feel every artist is a visionary. I feel like every artist, you have to see it before everyone else sees it. And you also have to understand and digest that you are going to see it before everyone else sees it. And so you have to be okay with being alone seeing it before everyone else sees it. And you have to understand that you have to be your biggest fan, and you have to be your biggest like supporter, because you're gonna look fucking crazy in front of everyone because they can't fucking see it yet. And that's the craziest shit. And the crazy shit about also being a visionary is your vision is not only for you. If you do not use your vision, or if you do not execute your vision, God will give it to someone else, and you're gonna have to sit there and say, I thought of the same thing. And you're gonna be like, well, fuck you, because you didn't do nothing with it. Because good energy and good vision, energy and visions are literally signs from God. And if you don't fucking take advantage of them, someone else will. And it's not like, you have to understand that, because it's not, the vision's not really for you. It's for the next person to literally be inspired by, to become the creator. So if you don't fucking display the vision, that's the L on you, and fuck your life. That's how it goes. It's not, you can't do nothing about it. So yeah, visionary is big. I'm sorry, I'm passionate about it because I'm passionate about it because like there's a lot of times that like I slept on myself and someone else did it, and I had to sit here and be like, yo, that's fucked up. And no, it's not fucked up, because now that person that did that inspired so many other people, and people have to understand like we're literally pieces that are used for a bigger picture. Yes. So like I'm only here able to display, because like honestly, me being an artist, I don't think I'm so infatuated with fame. I'm infatuated with the art. I'm infatuated with the creation. I'm infatuated with the emotions that come from it. So it's and I'm also like, I love how like that's like, because you said something earlier, which is really true. When an artist creates something and it puts it out, you might have created, but it's no longer yours.
Yeah, it's no longer yours.
Like, it's not yours anymore. And like, so like, and with that being said, I'm so blessed that so many artists that created stuff that shaped and molded my life to help me become the man I became today. So it's so big to be a visionary and to create and then also to execute your plan. So yeah, I'm big on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I agree. I'm big on that too, King. So I appreciate you saying that. I do feel just basically, like I said, diving into your discography that you are definitely a profound visionary.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Speaking of course, art and vision, Love Jones comes to mind. Of course,
Yes.
I had a chance, of course, to again dive into another amazing visual and sound. This was, of course, off of Interstate 105. Um,
Yes.
Love
The
Jones. So
album live.
talk about this amazing sound, but talk about this creative visual because you have some amazing cast here. Is it CC Valles
Yes.
in this one? And then the director was Devon Taman. And
Yes.
break this down because this is a true love visual. It's sexy, it's groovy, it's
Mm-hmm.
dope. It's dope.
So Love Jones. So all right, first of all, shout out to CC. She's amazing. She's super dope.
Yeah.
Devin Taman, he's also a dope, he's a dope director. He's actually my neighbor. I didn't even realize he
Oh my
was
God.
yeah, I didn't know he was a director and I didn't know he was my neighbor until we met on Instagram. And
Mm-hmm.
then like we were supposed to meet for a meeting. He was like, yo, where do you live? And I told him where I live. And he was like, no, you don't. And I said, yeah. He was like, I live there. He's like, I live on that street too. And then we both walked out and saw each other. So that was a funny thing about that. But
Incredible.
Love Jones, Love Jones was just like basically to the point of like two people kind of just besides falling in love, falling in the time with each other. Like literally to the
Yeah.
point of the moment of just like nothing else exists. You know,
Mm.
like nothing else exists. Like literally time frozen. You're with somebody, and it's like sexually, mentally, emotionally, you are infatuated with this person, and it's to the point where like, yo, if life had to end right now, I'd rather end in these moments right now. And like,
Ooh.
it's besides just having sex and fucking. It's just more of like
Yeah.
I don't need that much. Like I don't need TV. I don't need any entertainment or any outside source. Everything is this moment right now,
Yeah.
and it's just like I had that recently. So it's like it's just a place where you find peace, like in the
Yes.
illest moments, right?
Yeah.
And like yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a vibe. Very
Appreciate it.
groovy. Very groovy. And again, a dope sound. So well done on that project there. And outside of obviously music and traveling and touring and being a father, being a family man, what are your other hobbies and interests that we don't know about? What
You
do
can
you
see it
enjoy?
on me. You can kind of see it on me. I'm a foodie. Like
Are you,
I love food. Like
you like to cook
I
and
don't know,
eat?
but like besides not on some just fat nigga shit. Like not on some just fat ass shit. Like I love the creation of food. Like I love how I'm a lot of my friends. That's crazy. In this, I was just writing this thing the other day. I said my phone book is full with hustlers, killers, and chefs, and like it's funny that I said it like that because it's just to the point where I see something big into the point of creating something out of nothing. And I
Mm,
see something big in like when it comes to chefs, like literally to create and put flavors and different things in your like in your food that will create a nostalgic moment. Like you know, like I everyone remembers the first time they had a dish that they loved. Everyone remembers the first time they had like their mother's steak or mother's oxtail or their mother's or their dad's jerk chicken. Like we all remember these moments. They create stories. They create culture, and it's like
yes.
that is big to me. So like yeah, I'm a foodie. I'm really into I'm into all that.
Okay, you a big foodie, huh? So, okay, as far as choices then, chicken or pork?
I would say chicken, but
Okay.
I do do wine on the swan from time to time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Uh,
but I would say chicken.
okay. Kale or lettuce?
I would say I would say kale.
Really? Okay. You like to cook kale? Like, do you grill kale? Like, kind of saute it a little bit?
I have a fried kale dish that's pretty good. That actually I haven't done in a while. That's pretty good. I like a good salad too, though. Don't get twisted. But
I love a really good salad. Yeah, yeah,
I only
absolutely.
said kale because the things with the I like a lot of different things that you could do with kale. So that's why.
Mm,
Like I like how kale can be cold or hot and it doesn't fuck it up. With salad,
yeah,
if you make it hot, it becomes soggy and weird. So like
yeah,
that's what I like. That's what I like about kale.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Talk to me about how your surroundings have shaped you, or I should say, your shaped your creative sense.
Um, I am a sponge. So I take from every like my mom would be probably my biggest inspiration in life. She's just a amazing woman. You know, like
Yeah.
I was raised by mostly women, and my mom is someone that to this day there's certain things that she's instilled in me and taught me, and things that
Mhm.
she's said to me that honestly has saved my life and also made me the man I am now. So like
That's
I would
nice.
say that's a big impact. My brothers also my friends. I have a very close circle of friends that I'm sorry. I have a very close circle of family. I wouldn't even call them
Mm,
friends. We don't call each other friends.
yeah.
That I was blessed to kind of like find early, and I've
Hmm.
known these people 25 years, and like you know, like I don't even have to hesitate. I don't even have to think twice with
Yeah.
things in any situation. Like it's just and we're fortunate because a lot of people don't necessarily have that. So we're fortunate to have
Yeah.
that chemistry.
Yeah. Absolutely. And happy belated birthday, by the way.
So thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
remember your, I think it was the day for my mom's birthday, the 19th, right?
Yes, it is. I'm a
Yeah.
Capricorn. The last day
Yeah.
of the Capricorn.
The last day of Capricorn. My mom is the first day of Aquarius. So I remember
Tell her
when we
bless her heart.
first time.
You know what?
Yeah.
I know someone else that's a January 20th.
January
I forgot
20th.
who else I know. I know
Yeah.
somebody else that I know is January 20th. And I
Yeah.
also know someone that's but someone's mom that's before my birthday too.
Yeah. Well,
But
happy
yeah.
birthday. Of course, I know you're celebrating still. Of course, just it goes on for a while. So
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying still. And speaking of what you just mentioned, family, of course, and we talked a little bit earlier about amazing artists. You've also had an opportunity to, work with other artists and even be featured on other, shows, such as Sway.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing, amazing opportunity there. This is 50.
Mm-hmm.
Um, amazing opportunity. So when you're obviously linking up with people like this, and of course, we talked about your brother earlier, Kid Dre. So what would you say makes a fruitful collaboration? Um, and the second part of that question is, what do you do to enhance the collaboration process?
Well, the first thing about collabing with an artist is you first have to be a fan of them or like them. That's how I feel. I feel like
Yeah.
I have to actually be a fan of their music and actually want to vibe with them. I
With
don't
their
like
yeah.
just making music with people just to make it. Like I don't want to just make an empty track. Like if I'm not able to impact your fan base and you're not able to impact my fan base, I feel
Mm,
that it necessarily is a waste of time. So I wouldn't do that. Another
right.
thing about it is it's trying to find ways to elevate your craft. So like
Mm,
I sometimes I'm like I said, I'm a sponge. I will absorb from the person that I'm making a song with. I will absorb something from them, have either how they write, their style. I'll do something melodic. I'll sing. I'll do something to that they do that I'll try to necessarily incorporate into my repertoire of music and go with it. But uh, back to the point of a great collaboration is you should be able to impact each other's fan base and also be able to grow from it and make
yeah.
something that like will stand the test of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when it comes to working with producers, because obviously you're putting in a lot of obviously input, you're writing, you're doing a lot
Mm-hmm.
also, of course, you come together. How do you approach like sensitive tasks, like of discussing changes or saying, I don't like that. I want this arrangement to
Oh,
be different, you know?
no, it's a simple conversation because I guess I'm fortunate to have a great relationship with my producers. Like one of my main producers is theme music, Josh Lamont. He's an amazing
Yeah.
producer. Like he
Yeah.
does a lot of production for me. Also,
Mhm.
my label mate, Kool Kidd
Yeah.
Dre.
Yeah,
he's a
Kool Kidd Dre.
producer where I'm able to what's the name. It's like
Mhm.
the the song is the boss. Like
Yeah.
that's it. I'm also another person that is a great producer is Neff like Neff
Mm.
Beats. He's an amazing producer. But like the song is the boss. Like
Yeah.
so whatever we need to do to make the best record, that's it. So so all that other shit doesn't even matter. Like even if there's been times where I've had there was this record called Groove that I had 2 verses for, and Kool
Mhm.
Kidd was like, "No, you only have 1 verse." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because her verse, because it also features this amazing artist named Omega, Everything Omega. She's also a model. She
Mhm.
sang this verse and this hook, and like it only needed my verse."
Mm.
And I was like, but no, I want to do this. And he was like,
Yeah.
nigga, you can either make this song or not make this song. Because right now, it's not
You don't
about what
need
you
all
want.
that. Yeah.
It's about what's best for the song. And like with a producer, like if like, yo, we don't need all this shit. Like we because you no artist wants to jeopardize the song. Like no
Yeah. Of
artist, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like no artist wants the song to fucking be whack. So it's like
course
if
not.
you might be tiptoeing on making the song whack, you don't want to do that shit, do you? So like, it's easy to. So no artist or producer ever wants to do that. So it's not a hard conversation at all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Well, of course, there are aspiring artists behind you, of course, people, of course, that look up to you and people that follow you and want to be like you. They may want to be like other artists. They want to be a hip hop recording artist. They want to tour.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about some of the common traps, though. I mean, because we know it's a great industry, it's a great creative thing to be, of course, once you have your niche and your sound. But what are common traps?
People following trends and following different things that are working for other people, and then they think it's gonna work for them. The
Ooh.
biggest thing that an artist can fuck up and do is compare, which we all do. Once an
Mm,
artist starts to compare themselves to other people, they'll take themselves off their path, and it's hard not to do it because this this game is subjective, right? So
yeah,
like we can't really see who's the best. We can only base it off of numbers. So it's
yeah,
like, I want to be seen. How can I be seen? So I have to know what these people are doing this over there. They're being seen when I'm not being seen. So
yeah,
then let's say, boom, I do a record and boom, I'm finally seen. But now I try to necessarily spill into my art that I originally did. And they're like, no, I don't want that. I only want this. Because
mm,
this is where we found you. We found you here. I only want you doing that. Like that's what sometimes like some female artists that I think is so unfair for them is that they'll do a record that's very like sex based and showing like sex like display like selling sex, and then when they
mm,
try to have a voice after that, they don't get respected for that, and like I hate that. Like I hate where it's like I want all of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I want to be able to be all of it, right? And
yeah,
like with any artist, some traps that I would tell them to do is like you need to figure out how to bet on yourself and also understand how important it is to know your fan base and know who fucks with you. Don't
yeah,
try to always swing for the fence and go for the people that, this person has 1 million followers. Yes, he has 1 million followers, bro, but you have 5,000 followers. And out of those 5,000 followers, 2,000 of them support you heavy. That
yeah,
2,000 followers that support you heavy is valuable as shit. Just because this person has 1 million followers, we don't know who really supports them. You better
right.
take care of the 2,000 people that fucking follow that fuck with you, because they can be paying your bills and feeding and putting food on your plate. Because people don't understand, you only need 100 fans to be supportive to make 6 figures or 7 figures in this game, and people
My
don't
God.
understand that. Like I brought my last project that I put out that I didn't put on DSPs because I wanted to test my market was this
Mm,
project called Lost City. I only did
hmm.
it I only sold it off my website and also vinyls. I
Yeah.
only did it. And it's funny because I'm actually about to put that same project. I'm now about to put it out on the DSPs next month. But I only sold it through my website, and
Hmm.
I made $15,000 in a week by selling 500 albums. And
My
people are
God.
like, they can't digest that because people are like, yo, if you get 1 million streams, you only get $4,000. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got 1 million people heard your shit, but only 500 people bought my shit for $30, and I got $15,000.
Jesus.
So let's do the math. Let's like honestly do the math. You got 1 million streams, got $4,000. I got 500 listens or 500 purchases, and I got $15,000.
My God.
And that was just the first week. But it's like not people not taking or understanding or digesting your real fucking fan base and your core. You're going like that popularity contest of you saying like, yo, I got 1 million streams. All right, but you broke.
Right.
What the fuck did that do? Like you got 1 million, you got 1 million fucking streams, and you probably paid for your streams to get fucking to get put on there. Which there's nothing wrong with that. You gotta promote your shit how you promote your shit. I ain't mad at you how you mad at you. But if you're doing the math, this shit don't add up. So what are we really
spending more? You're spending more than you're bringing in.
Meanwhile, I spent $2,000 to print 500 vinyls up, and I sold that in the first week, and I made $13,000 profit. And then I read up and did that. I'm not gonna say how many times because I don't want niggas to actually me for money. But it's actual pain. It worked. Like it just depends on how you look at it. It's perspective, man.
Well done. Now are you I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you I was gonna ask, are you when you're doing that, you're releasing it through like a private like Bandcamp, or are you still?
I did Bandcamp, and I did also Shopify. So if you go on my like when you were just on my website, that jacket that I had, jacket was part of a bundle. So if you bought the jacket, you got the jacket, the sweater, and my vinyl, right? And that was all $450.
$420, like, yeah, I was gonna say $450.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how that displayed. And honestly, I sold 35 jackets.
Jesus.
And I was proud of that. But at the same time, that was a different thing. The jackets took a lot out of me, but it was a dope. It was a dope
jacket though.
Item.
It's one of a kind. You know.
Yes. It was a dope collector.
Yeah, you're not gonna see it everywhere and everybody else wearing it. It's like it's exclusively. This is.
But it was hard for me, just to let anyone that sees this, just to let them know, it was hard for me to do it for my overseas fans because the shipping and handling damn near made me almost break even or I lost money.
Yeah, customs. Wow.
A lot.
Oh,
especially if you send your shit to Asia.
Oh.
That ticket could be about a good $150, $170 just to send that shit.
So you got to charge the extra $150 for the coat.
Exactly, and then that price point kind of fucks up the whole thing. So it's like now. So with that being said, that's a great thing because now with that being said, do I want to keep this fan that sat there and reached out for this and also give them this experience? Because if I give them this experience, I just now created family. Fuck just a fan. That's family now to the point where I did that. And it's like I then also had to check on and see what this fan has already done. This fan has already downloaded all my albums, already bought all my merch. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna take this loss because you already held me down. You already spent so much money with me and already held me down. Why the fuck wouldn't I? Even if I'm gonna lose money on that, I'll definitely do it. I would do it again because you already held me down. You feel me?
Yeah, you've taught me.
So,
wow. Yeah. That's what I just learned like in the last 15 minutes more about just, I mean, obviously, branding, but as far as merch and stuff is concerned, because I've heard that before, and obviously people know it to be true. I mean, you can make more profit off of merch than even your own record set.
Joe, what we got to do is you got to start to count your supporters and really understand, like we take these numbers and we don't really do the math to them. People's like, yo, man, I got 40,000 followers. Okay, but how much engagement do you have?
Engagement.
Right? Oh, well, I only have 2,000 people engaged with me. All right, so out of those 2,000 people, how many people is that willing to buy tickets to your show or buy your merch? Yeah. Oh, I only got 400 people to do that. All right, so 400. You have 400 people. Will 400 people pay $50 for you? Yeah. Will 400 people pay $100 for you? Yeah, that's more money than you fucking made putting on the streaming shit, right? Or more money than you made like doing the shit for free. Count those people, like really pay, like really see what the fuck they doing. Like that's the thing about it. And
that I think engagement is big. Wallow was talking about
it. Is everything. It is everything.
Wallow, he talks about it a lot. He like literally today he did his whole Like just put the phone down in front of him. It's like this is how you can make money every day. You know, and he said
I
exactly
paid
what you're
attention.
saying.
I paid attention to Nipsey Hussle. I paid attention to
Nipsey Hussle.
what's my man's name? Why is his name leaving me? He was on Bad Boy. Then he's a singer. He's also he's the one that created Superphone. His name is leaving me right now. I'm sorry. And like
He was on Bad Boy.
Huh?
You
He
said he
was
was
on
on.
Bad Boy, and he was rocking with Cassie for a little bit. He also oh my God.
He's not on there anymore. Come on, Mace. What are you talking about?
No, he's an independent. I'm talking
Carl
about
Thomas. Bad Boy.
no, shit. This is fucking me up. Oh
Don't
my
you hate
God, this is
that?
fucking
We
me
think
up.
about it all
Hold
night.
on, hold on. Now I have to because I feel like I'm fucking retarded. Hold on.
Now you got to Google him. Look it up. The
Yeah.
artist that was on Bad Boy.
Hold on.
Yeah, he was talking about that today, and it just made me think like what you just said. Yeah, it's not. It's who's engaging. You know, who's engaging with you. You know, it makes all the
Ryan
difference.
Leslie. Thank you. My God, Ryan Leslie.
Okay, who is it?
Ryan Leslie.
Okay.
Ryan Leslie is the one who created the Superphone. Ryan Leslie is also the one that sat here and was like, yo, I think he made $2 million off of his album because he took it off of all streaming services and all what's his name, and he sold it straight to consumer. Like that's another thing. People realizing how many hands is in your pot. Like how many people are taking money before that bread gets to you. Like it's really just really seeing who fucks with you and paying attention to that. And like you also gotta kind of be a little bit let me not say realistic. You gotta find creative ways to still be able to maneuver in your industry. Because it's like, okay, I might not be on Billboard. I might not be on Top 100. I might not be on the Grammys. But if I have a fan base a loyal fan base that supports me, that doesn't mean that I can't make music and make a livelihood out of this. Like people are so because and the truth of the matter is, as an artist and also as like just in America, we crave acceptance, validation.
Yeah.
We need someone to sit here and say, you're good enough to do this. You're good enough. Meanwhile, we have fans that are sitting here saying that we fuck with us, they fuck with us, and we like, yeah, whatever. But that person right there got all this. And I'm like, but we shitting on the people that's already fucking with us. Like, yo, but that person got a Grammy. But yo, I like your music. Yeah, you all right. But yo, that person got a fucking award. Yeah, but I love your music. Yeah, you all right. Like, we keep focusing on that. Meanwhile, we got someone that's ready to put money in your pocket and also live with your music because it helped them get through their day and helped them get through their life. Who are we to fucking shit that? Like, people don't understand the blessing in that. Like, no one, yeah, bro. Like, I'm not a superstar, but I'm blessed to that people fuck with my music enough to support it, and also, yeah, I got people that tattooed my lyrics on their body. No matter what, no one can fucking tell me that this is a mistake that the shit I do. Like God gave me something with this shit, so I know it's something. You know what I'm saying? Like we all want to be validated, but we gotta first accept ourselves before anything.
Talk about it. Well, you know, you're world renowned, whether you're a superstar or not. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely just listening. Yeah, I'm for one, and Akil will tell you, like, I'm such a big person on words. Like, it probably came from my daddy because he used to read the dictionary. You know what I'm saying? But it was like literally like pick up the dictionary and read it for a while. But no, I just really I pay attention. I love the sound, but yeah, I'm listening to the lyrics. You know, and I find, you know, it's not, I don't dismiss people who are not, I'm not feeling something from, but literally I kind of do. It's like I'm not feeling you. Like I don't know what you're talking about. You know, so I can honestly say, yeah, you know, I can see somebody catting, you know, what you're saying, what you're talking about, because I think you said that in one of your songs I was listening to. What is it? Is it He Has Risen? And when you were talking about words, niggas saying that the realist that they're the realist, but all I hear is words. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I need to be able to know what you're talking about. You're saying that you're the realist, but like, you know what I'm saying? I need you to show me.
I can't relate.
I can't
That's a
relate to what
fact.
you're just saying it. So I mean, that's important, you know.
That's a fact.
So yeah, I need you to know, in closing, that yes, you are very renowned, profound, you know. Don't let me start rhyming like Jesse Jackson. Like you are renowned, you're profound, you're down.
Oh shit.
I'm not a rapper, but no, I find it to be very yeah, like phenomenal. Like I really get into when an artist is, and then you're a believer, you know, and so that for me is like big, you know. You talk about God a lot.
Very much
And
so.
that's important to me, you know, and it should be important. Everybody's not a believer, but it says a lot about you. Before we get out of here, I did want to talk about that one visual piece. I actually was just playing it a few minutes ago when we were kind of going back and forth, but that was one that was the visual. I think we said it was produced by Neff.
Yeah, Neff Beats.
Talk to me about that project and that visual. It was amazing. I was kind of going through that.
The song piece that was also shot. That was in Gdańsk, Poland. But that was just me solo. That was just me dolo. But piece was just a record where like a lot of my fans. I have a fan base that likes just straight boom bap hip hop and raw, like just barring up, like me just spitting bars and like not just doing hooks. And so like that was that release. And also like I did a challenge with it because it went well. Like the song, the record went well. That was another record project. I mean, another video that broke like 100,000 in less than a week. So like it was just a good time. So
incredible. Yeah. Well, well done. Well done to, again, everything you're doing. Before we get out of here, please let everyone know where they can find you. Of course, obviously here, you're on YouTube tonight with us, but where they can find you on your socials, on your website, where they can find the merch and etc.
So you can find me on all my social media, STEELYONE 914. My website is STEELYONE.com or Stainless Global brand. Stainless Global clothing brand, sorry. First I'm gonna shout out the whole Stainless crew. I want to shout out Double M. Yeah. I also want to shout out just always shout out my brother Nove, Forever Nove, I love you. And yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely. Bless. And if you are here, you obviously just witnessed greatness, episode 142 with STEELYONE, STEELY1. An incredible hip hop recording artist. If you're watching, obviously right now, you are here on the YouTube channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit that button, like, share, let us know how you enjoyed this, of course. And of course, keep in mind, there are other updates to come and other interviews to follow. And make sure, of course, you continue to follow, of course, the face behind the brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and I appreciate you for watching. Peace.
I know killers that reaching for metal like Magneto. Burberry peacoat, dope in the smack needles. They get fish, skill up the arm and call it Nemo. Life is a movie, I'm just trying to raise my sequel. Try to stop that, I sent torpedoes at Cerebral. My Arab boy band was crisscross and illegal. I'm in Szechuan, Poland on FaceTime in the Regal. Trying to ask my nigga, just please, just keep it legal. But my nigga hit the coke with Stallone and made it rocky. Cooking beef and broccoli, chef like Emerald Gassi. I'm in Taiwan, lamping my nigga with the Waggy.